Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 4 of my Night Elf Hunter Let's Play series in the Burning Crusade Classic Anniversary Edition. In our last episode, we did a lot of questing around Teldrassil, and we reached level 10 and we tamed our first pet, where I want to go ahead and continue questing in Teldrassil, where we have a variety of things that we can go for, and I am going to try to complete as much as I can. And with us today in this episode, we do indeed have our first pet, which last episode went on for quite a while as there was so much I wanted to do, but one thing that I forgot to do was to name our pet. Wish we can look at our pet here, where we have a level 6 cat and we're currently level 10, so we're going to have to level up our pet a little bit. And as we do so, we should get some training points, and we want to make sure that our pet is well fed because it will get higher level of loyalty and won't run away from us, or however the system works in the Burning Crusade, where we can also do some pet training at some point to help level it up and whatnot, and where we should have talents or something somewhere that we can train just to increase the stats basically. But there's so much I can do, and I think first things first is I'm going to take a quick detour this way, and I'm going to try to see if Black Moss the Fetid is up at the start of this episode, and then we can come back later where I want to come down here and complete these quests. But anyways, naming our pets, we can go ahead, come here and rename, and we can enter the desired name of pet, and I want to go ahead and name this cat Basil because I think it's fun and because of some real life connection. So let's go ahead, name our pet Basil just like that, and I don't think we can ever rename it in the Burning Crusade, and that comes in a later expansion. So this pet, our friendly little cat here, is named Basil for the rest of its life. We're going to sneak off this way. As a night elf, it's kind of fun to just run through the forest because it feels very on theme for the race that we are playing. We can come back down to this area that we were exploring the last episode, and I mostly just want to ignore everything around here. Can also get rid of this taming rod off of our skill bar. And let's keep an eye out for Black Moss the Fetid, which I believe does spawn in a few different areas, but most commonly spawns down here and on that little island, from at least what I've seen. But I think it shares a spawn point with every single one of these different mire beasts all around here, so it really could just spawn literally anywhere. And since I'm kind of on the prowl for this boss, I don't want to get stuck in combat with something else. Some Elder Timberlings too, much more dangerous. And there it is. Okay, level 13. This is going to be a challenge. I don't see anybody else around here. So let's go ahead. I'm out of range. Get aggro, get some damage. Send in our cat, slow him down, which did not work. Okay, let's go ahead and pop this. We have healing potion. Okay, let's go ahead and actually switch to that. Okay, let's try to back up here. Need to be careful where we kite to. Okay, almost dead, almost dead, almost dead. Just a few more hits. Let's back up again. Get another arrow. There we go. Definitely a bit of a challenging fight, but we got the moss twined heart. So we can go ahead and interact with this, and we can bring it back to Denalin, or I still don't know how to pronounce his name. And while we're up here, we could try to go for the silvery spinnerets from the boss. Just check if it's up in this area, but then I can run back down here, and I will return up here at some point. Alright, let's go ahead and navigate around this way. It's a good thing I came here to check if this boss was up, because I really wanted to complete the quest. And of course, I will forget about Zin's bidding for the reasons I talked about. And we're getting attacked right there. It's probably a good thing that we try to kill some of the mobs here. Let's just go out this way. Be careful of anything. There's a Pharaoh Knight Saber. I think we can check our pets. Yes, experience bar here. There we go. Killed this one. And let's just go around here really quickly and get to this edge of Teldrassil. Right, we have a chance for the spider boss to be. But also, really quickly while we're here, just want to take a look over this waterfall. I don't want to get too close to the edge. I don't want to fall. But it looks so cool. Just going down into the ocean around Teldrassil. But anyways, around here a little bit. Should be something fun. There's also like a wellspring lake, which is important for something, I think. But I do not... Oh, there's the boss. Lady Sathra. Go ahead and put on our hunter's mark. Send in our cat. He does not have ground just yet. So we're going to be pulling a lot of the attention of the enemies around here. Also maybe... I feel like maybe the dodge is good for now. When we get our pet leveled up a little more, we can switch to the aspect of the hawk. But that was really good for us, where we have successfully gotten all of these items that we needed here. And I was just thinking right now, maybe we come and fill the amethyst file before running down here, because we can then go ahead and hang out in the barrow dens for a long time, trying to complete all the quests down there. And then we can Hearthstone out, where we're going to have this quest to turn in, and then the file quest is what we're going to turn into Doldanar, plus all the quests down here. Where these quests, I think we only do up here. So basically, what I'm thinking is we get everything that we need in the map that goes back to Doldanar, and then return there once. And then after we leave Doldanar, after a single return, that'll be the last time we're potentially ever in Doldanar, as we'll have finished everything. So that sounds like a good plan. Save some time on running. Plus, maybe getting to the road is nice for us because it's a little bit safer than through the forest, even though running through the forest is indeed on theme. Especially since we are a hunter. I'm hoping we get to level 12 before we're done with Teldrassil, depending on how much experience all these quests give. I guess since I'm here, I mean, I may as well do these quests, I guess. So I'll just change my plans once again. Is that like the third change in the last 8 minutes? Okay, let's just run this way, pick up this quest and do it while we're here. And then we'll do the barrow dens last, which may be a good thing because I've talked about how the barrow dens are definitely very challenging. So first things first, let's go over here where we have this quest, which we saw a little bit of a sneak peek of, which is an escort quest. Also need to remember to fill the file. I'll do that when we come back. So basically, let's just try to hunt some harpies to get all the builds we need. There's so many right there. Let's go around this way. I think this escort quest, the person, or I guess we'll just say, oh, there's this person doing it. So we might have to wait for it to respawn, which is okay. But we can see that the cat there, which is going to be the Sentinel's cat, is going to follow us. So we can kind of take our own path. So let's get to the general area where it spawns and then just kill a bunch of the harpies around here to try to get some belts while we wait for it to spawn. And I don't think it's going to be a very long wait time. And what happened here? Our pet is now loyalty level 2, which is exciting. And also getting close to level 7. Here's our first build for us, which comes with a free lag spike there. when I'm recording this video, I believe it's the last day of the Burning Crusade Classic pre-patch. So tomorrow is patch day where the Dark Portal opens, which I might not be playing all that much on that day because the servers will be weird. But I had gotten my mage to level 55 so I could get the tabard of the protector, which is fun. I got that a while ago now. But after the pre-patch is done, leveling through the road might be a little bit easier for us with less people in Azeroth, with so many people in Outland. Which maybe is kind of something we're seeing now, where a lot of people are finishing up their questing and stuff as the pre-patch is tomorrow. Because I've only seen one person so far, the person we just saw. And also the rare that we needed was alive, which is a little telling. But we could also just be both lucky in the sense of the rare mob, and also unlucky or lucky depending on your perspective when it comes to seeing other people doing things. We got this plant already last episode. Let's kill this Wind Witch first. Oh, there's mist. Very short respawn time. Let's go ahead and just start this escort. Where we have 9 minutes. And the cat's going to follow us around, I think. So let's go ahead and just try to beeline straight back to the Sentinel at the Moonwell. At the Oracle Glade. Where I killed a bunch of the harpies here, I killed some stuff on the way here, so if we go around the left side here, where also the other player cleared around this way a little bit too, we should have a pretty good opportunity to just get to the Oracle Glade without risking Mist's life at all. There's a spider there. Let's go ahead and send in Basil to do some damage. Or we maybe could have just run around it, but we can also kite the spider this way to where we're going. There's that. No loot, but some experience. And then I don't see, oh, there's a spider over there. Just give it a little bit of a wide berth. And back down to the Sentinel. Where as Mist runs in, we get a little bit of roleplay here. And we complete the quest. And I think this is nice for us as a hunter, especially where we reunited a Sentinel and her cat, where I would definitely be very sad if Basil got separated from me. And we get a 1 armor upgrade on our cloak here. And we're at the Moonwell, so let's just remember while we're here to fill the file. I will be returning one more time once I kill enough harpies. Let's go this way. We can kill the spider. We're getting close to leveling up ourselves to level 11. Pet getting close to level 8 already. And I guess I should point out that we do have some skills here that are special to the pet. So let's go over it. Where we have F1, which orders our pet to attack just like that. And then we also have F2 and F3, which basically whenever I want to engage an enemy, I like to press F1 just to send our pet in. And then I can press F3 when I want our pet to run back. And then when I want our pet to return to fighting, we can go ahead and switch it back to defensive. Where we leveled up to level 11 there, which is nice. But then here we have follow, where orders your pet to follow you, meaning our pet is just going to walk around. But we can tell our pet to stay if we want, which is not really something I ever do, but is a really nice thing to have and is a cool concept. And our pet leveled up to level 8 there, we're just all leveling up. But I basically never switch to stay, and I just keep the pet on follow. But it could be nice, particularly in battle rounds, I guess, or if you're trying to get a tag on an enemy that spawns in multiple locations, you can have your pet in one area and then it'll be able to tag it really quickly while you sit in another area. And then we also have aggressive, where your pet will attack any nearby enemies, which I just find a little bit annoying, and I never use this at all because I only want the pet to attack something that I want it to attack to. But maybe kind of like similar idea to what we were talking about with having our pet stay in one area. It might be nice in order to get a quick tag where the AI of the pet will just automatically start attacking an enemy. And then we have Cower. Cower causing no damage but lowering your threat, making the enemy less likely to attack you, which is maybe something we don't want, so I can go ahead and just turn off the auto attack or auto usage of that. Because we want our cat to try to tank a little bit so we take less damage. But we can use this if our cat's taking like a lot of damage, because we do want our cat to not die, because when it's alive it's dealing damage. And I should feed our pet. I want this fish. Oh, there's a chest here and a food crate. I'm running terribly low on inventory space. Can maybe feed tough jerky, I guess that would have been a good thing. Just top it off there. Let's open this chest and see what we get. I'm gonna have to delete some stuff. Where nothing too valuable at all, actually. So let's get rid of these spider limbs and then I'll just take the bread in order to make the chest despawn so it can respawn full for somebody else. Which I think after you open it, it will do that automatically, but it just stays for a while. So if somebody comes through here soon, it's a little inconvenient, but in the long run, it will eventually reset, I believe. And best practice, and kind of like the thing the community wants, is to try to clear the chest completely. I've also got an upgrade here, but it's like a gray item that's an upgrade for us, which is kind of funny. But better than the canopy leggings, which I need to do some more skinning. Also just need one more blood feather belt and I'm done. Already 2.5 bars towards our next level. Our rested experience is definitely really, really nice. There we go. 6 blood feather belt. What was it called? Blood feather belt. I was right. Checking our pet. Almost level 9, which is exciting. So one more kill should level up our pet to level 9. We're currently, the max level that this pet can get to is level 11, which is our level. So it will naturally level up with us. Where once we reach, like, say we're at level 11 and our pet reaches level 11, it will not be gaining experience until we level up to level 12, at which case it will still be level 11, and we will have to earn a little bit of experience with it in order to get it up to level 12 after we reach level 12. Where we can now go to Archdruid Fandral Staghelm, who's a pretty important lore character, especially for anyone who's played through Cataclysm, the 3rd expansion for World of Warcraft. But back down this way, I have 2 things to turn into Dolinar, 2 things to turn into Darnassus, and 2 things to do in the middle, where both of these send us to Dolinar. So let's get these 2 things. I believe both things send us to Dolinar. And then we can go ahead and turn in the 4 quests here, where one's a chain that we do partway in here. And then after we turn in all these quests, I think we're going to get one more quest that will send us to Darnassus. So we have 3 things to turn in there. So after we're done with Dolinar, we can just run that way. Finish up our adventures in Teldrassil within the capital city. Where I think I'll probably want to try to do a little bit of skinning on the way back from Dolinar. I don't have much inventory space right now. Where as we approach Darkshore, most likely in the next episode, we should be able to do a lot of skinning there too. We can just work on things there. Though I am interested in trying to remember if there's a leatherworking skinning trainer within Aberdeen or Aberdine. I've always pronounced it the latter, but I think it's the former. It's one of those tricky things with fantasy worlds where you always read the words and you read them in like a certain way, but maybe that's not the intended way that they're supposed to be pronounced. And everyone has a different pronunciation of fantasy words. Or I'm not sure if Aberdeen has ever been pronounced in World of Warcraft from an NPC at any point. Maybe sometime during Battle for Azeroth, where Darkshore plays a pretty big part in that expansion. But we have this bridge area that does go down into the valley here where we were fighting furbolgs when we came through here last time, like 2 episodes ago. So we can go ahead and maybe just take a shortcut to jump straight down into the valley instead of going around, where we are at Ban Ethel Hollow, and we have many furbolgs. And these furbolgs are 5 levels lower than us, and where the quests we just did are basically the final quests in this entire zone, where these ones are ones you would do before the ones we did earlier. So we're definitely at an advantage, which is an advantage that I think is really important for here. This is definitely the order you'd want to do this in hardcore, but also maybe not, because I tried to do this order on a hardcore character and died. Where these ones are a bit of a higher level, and we're going to need so many inventory slots. This might end up being bad. I'm going to have to delete a bunch of stuff. I already have like multiple quest things in my inventory, so I'm just so low on inventory space. But lots of furbolgs are in here. I don't see any other players except for the one we ran past, which might be the one we saw earlier too. I don't remember. But this should be a good opportunity in order to get a decent amount of experience in a very easy way, where you do get less experience for mobs that are lower level than you, but mobs that are lower level than you are easier to kill and also faster to kill. So in some ways it like balances out, but I think typically speaking you always want to fight like higher level mobs if you're able to kill them easily for experience. But also I sat down and I ate food, which I did not need. I need to drink some water, which I should probably do in real life too, and so should you. We'll probably need to drink a decent amount of water while we're in here because there's so many furbolgs, but also at the same time we don't have much water left, only 7. Let's check our pet here, where our pet has 1 training point and can come here to beast training. Let's grab that. Where, oops, I tapped out on accident. Let me fix that window. Where with these training points we can go ahead and learn some new things for our pet, which just costs 5. We can go ahead and get Growl and Growl rank 2, which requires our pet to be level 10. So while we're exploring through here, our pet should reach level 10. And now our pets will be able to taunt the enemy, meaning that they should usually focus on them. But of course, we want to try to keep an eye out for our pet's health. But I'll go ahead and switch back to Aspect of the Hawk as I did there, since we should be doing a little bit less melee damage now. And then also we can get natural armor, or we can wait for great stamina. Let's let our pet level up one more time. Where, oh, I completely forgot about talents too. We just leveled up to level 11. Let's go ahead and increase the health of both my pet and myself again. And I'll just get to 5 there. And then our pet's getting close to level 10, where I don't think it's like 1 training point per level. I think it's multiple. We started with like negative training points. So we're currently at 1. We'll see in like 2 kills when our pet levels up how many we get. Also gonna need to drink some water soon. And looks like our pet did not get any training points there. So maybe it's on odd levels or something you get a bundle. But we can come into beast training now. Where let's get Growl rank 2, which canceled my water drinking. That's very unfortunate actually. Where there's so many areas in here. Let's go this way first, because I think located in here it's gonna be one of the relics of awakening. Let's go ahead and kill this defender. Let Basil start taking some damage and pulling aggro on this defender. Oh, there's somebody in here. Okay. So let's delete this. There's a battered chest we could try to open really quickly. Again, I just don't have inventory space, which is unfortunate. But, okay, let's go ahead. Just be nice here. Get rid of all of this just to clear out the chest. And shiny red apple. Where I did get some healing potions, which are going to be important for us. No, I meant to not do that. Let's get rid of the shiny red apple so we can get the quill. And then this player was clearing out to this way. So let's go ahead, go over here where there should be a relic awakening for us to pick up here. And then this player can go grab the one over there. Get rid of the cracked bill. I'm going to need 2 more slots after this. But this is a good start. And oftentimes we will want to run down this way, or jump down that way, but we can just casually run around it. Should we maybe level up or invite this person to a party? And we can just go through here together. Except maybe, yeah, they declined our invitation. Which we don't really need people in here, but there's like a boss that we have to kill together, so I'll try to get the tag there if this person doesn't want to work with us. Alternatively, we'll just sit around and wait for the boss to reappear. It's just auto attack for a little bit, and then, oops, I meant to use arcane shot there, and then use the arcane shot when needed to finish off the enemy if they're trying to heal like these shamans do. I think on my mage character, who's currently level 55, and with the Burning Crusade coming out soon, I want to try to get my professions up to like 300 before I go to Outland. And by doing so, I will eventually send back to this character, I think. Hopefully. I said I was going to auto attack, but I keep using skills. I have a big pool here, but we're still like 3 levels higher than everybody in here. So it's really not that big of an issue for us. I wonder what that rogue is up to, because he's been stealthing around a lot. I wonder if he's just like following us somewhere. And, like normally you can see like some of your allies when they're like close by, but if they're like far away. But maybe they finish up questing and they're going to... Oh, there's another rogue. That's a different rogue, right? Guess there is a lot of people in here. Let's go into here where we have this special quest that we can pick up. Let's go ahead and use some spells here, or skills rather. Let's get in some refreshing spring water and some linen cloth, which is nice. And then here we have open rage claw, so we need to go get the shaman voodoo charm, which is going to drop off that boss that we were talking about this way. So let's run this way, where we do have the other relic over there that we can get, but I want to try to deal with this boss first, because he's going to have a respawn timer of some sort. So it shouldn't be too long of a respawn timer, but still one nevertheless. Where there's Rage Claw. Wait, no, Rage Claw is the last. Oh, we need to kill the shamans, and then we kill Rage Claw afterwards. That's right, that's right. Okay, let's run up here. Let's not fight Rage Claw just yet. Here's a shaman. We killed many of them. And I guess I just completely forgot about how this quest works. Where that person's fighting Rage Claw. That's fine. Should be up by the time we get back. Where this person just randomly whispered me. I can go ahead and just reply really quickly. And up this way. Let's go ahead and get this relic. What a nice interaction. I've had some bad interactions in WoW recently. I was just like random people randomly being toxic. Let's go around here. Go ahead, delete the small spider leg maybe, or actually maybe I want it for cooking, but we'll get so much fish. So we got that relic, and let's try to kill some shamans around here. And I can try to go for the other relic as well. Alright, let's run this way. This is going to loop back around to the opening of this area. But I'm feeling pretty confident right now. We're dealing with all the threats in here pretty easily. And there's also just like other people just hanging out. Oh, 1% health left and healed to 52%. But here's our Shaman Voodoo Charm. Let's go ahead and delete the bread. Get that, and let's go back this way. Where, as we run, we can check here, our pet is now level 11, so we'll not be getting too much more experience, or maybe he does get experience. Our Rich Claw's already respawned, and I accidentally tagged him. So maybe in the Burning Crusade, we'll see Bezo reach like 99%, then after we get to level 12, it can get the last percent. I'm really blanking on how it works in the Burning Crusade. Guess we'll find out. But also, beast training, I have 3 training points now, so let's go ahead and wait another second. Where first things first is, let's run this way. It's very unfortunate that I just killed Rageclaw. Alright, let's go ahead and talk to Open Rageclaw. You can see this is a spirit. And then we can kill the soulless body and use the Voodoo Charm. Where the Furbolgs use the Voodoo Charm on him, which is why he's in this situation. Where maybe we can use it on the body. Since I just killed him, let's run down here quick. He's still right here. Let's try this out. We'll see if he despawns. He also just respawned right there, so if this doesn't work, we can just kill him. Where it looks like that person's fighting. But we released his spirit. So let's run back this way really quickly. Which I think maybe before I do so, let's go grab the last relic, because I saw that nice rogue that was in here. We should be able to capitalize on that opportunity. Where I also think we used up our Voodoo Charm through that quest, so we don't have to worry about the inventory space. Also, there's a green pawn here. A boss. Oh, here's the player. I hope I didn't take this tag that he wanted, but he might be AFK again. Lots of people love to work while playing World of Warcraft. I like to edit videos, like Let's Plays on my main channel while playing World of Warcraft. Not like videos that require an intense amount of editing though. Get rid of this one other bracers. Actually, maybe that was an upgrade. We have pretty decent bracers. I guess I'll grab this water bale here since we need it and the 2 rogues don't need it. I don't feel too bad about taking it, especially since it's just like, what, 3 copper? 1 copper each maybe. But this person might be trying to fight. Looks like they're trying to dodge, so let's just take the attack here so they can run. And I kind of want the linen cloth. Maybe it's, I don't know. Get rid of these leggings. Guess we might get another cloth here from the shaman. And then we can turn in this quest. I thought maybe we'd get another quest that we can go turn in, but this might be the end of this chain, which is good for me. Let's talk to Oben Rageclaw here. Let's get the sword, because it probably sells for more, except for the fact that our inventory is full. So I feel like the only thing of like no value that we have is maybe this blunderbuss if I really wanted to save that linen cloth. Where we have completed that quest, and now we can hearth to Dolinar, because we can look at our map. Other than Zin's bidding, we have completed every quest that we currently have available in Teldrassil, so we can go and work on turning in all these quests. Where first things first, let's clear up just a tiny bit of our inventory by selling this, and then let's create some bandages. Where I'll keep the 1 stack of linen bandages, And I'll go ahead and sell the rest. Or I think picking up the linen cloth was nice because we'll get 1 extra point. Or if it goes to yellow, we'll get 1 extra potential point in first aid. There's just something that feels really nice about like crafting in World of Warcraft Classic, and I think it's still kind of the same in Modern WoW, even though I don't do too much, is that it feels like you're processing items into goods. Like, it really does. Or I really feel like I'm like kind of making bandages to some extent, just because of like how long it takes, but I know a lot of people don't like how long it takes. But I especially feel that way with like making armor and weapons through those different professions. Where I'll get this because the staff should sell for a decent amount. Where we can kill Ursel the Mauler. I forgot about this quest. We have a big boss over here, which is maybe the final boss of Teldrassil. So let's just do a lap around this way. Turn in these quests, pick up the quests we're going to get here. And then we can go kill Ursel the Mauler, and then we have to run back to Dolinar because I just used my Hearthstone, which I think maybe better to do it from inside the Barrow Den. But now we have this quest to go interact with the Archdruid Darnassus. 2 quests going that way now. And then just this quest and this quest over here. But since we reached level 12, let's run this way really quickly. Check in with the Hunter Trainer. Let's get Mind Pet, upgrade Arcane Shot. I think I'll leave Distracting Shot for now, but Wing Clip, yes. And then check with the Pet Trainer really quickly. Alright, let's just train these, where we can unlock this, and then we can check in our Beast Training. With training points, we can go ahead and start teaching this to our pet. Where I think we can eventually train everything. But, oh yeah, our pet was not gaining experience, just had an overflow of 15 experience from the kill that got it to level 11. So now that we're level 12, our pet will be gaining experience. Makes sense, makes sense. And speaking of our pet, let's go ahead and feed him really quickly. Or maybe Basil's or her. Let's feed her really quickly. And then down this way, I think this quest does not lead to something, but we might get another thing of loot here similar to these items. Wish I need to remember that I have these items. Also forgot to sell this. That's fine. So I've done a lot here. Or I guess this leads to us planting it ourselves, where we get the cleansed Timberling Heart, where we can summon a Timberling to protect you for 20 minutes. Which is kind of exciting. And I think that's the end of all the nature quests that we have in Teldrassil. So our final one at the end of all of our Furbolg quests, which we've been doing, is to kill Ursel the Mauler, which I think if we come into the quest log here, we can now save the Druids of the Talon, which I haven't been really paying too much attention to quest text, and I feel like maybe I should read it just for fun every now and then, but I generally just like glance at stuff every now and then, especially since I've done the quest so many times. I kind of understand like the story that's going on. But there are several Druids of the Talon that are basically taken prisoner right now. You can free them. Druids of the Talon being druids that transform into birds that fly, which is exciting. And as we head this way, we can kill some Night Sabers too. And as we head that way, you should get Min Pet, where we can heal your pet for 125 health over 15 seconds. So it's kind of like a bandage for our pet, but costs mana. We also have to channel it, and I think we can do it while our pet fights. So it'll gain health while fighting, which is kind of fun. Then we got new tier of arcane shots, so from 23 arcane damage to 31, just a little bit better, which is always good. And then I think it's just wing clip in survival, which is going to be very similar to our concussive shot, which will slow enemies down, where wing clip will slow enemies down by 50% and also deal 5 damage. I did not skin this lightsaber over here, where the concussive shot doesn't deal damage, but 5 damage is like really nothing. But the difference being concussive shot is a shot, just like arcane shot and serpentine, that you do from afar, where our wing clip is more similar to our raptor strike we have here, which is just a melee attack. So 2 very similar skills, but very different circumstances. Kind of like how raptor strike and arcane shot are 2 very similar skills, but very different circumstances. One's for melee damage and one is for ranged damage. Looks like our pet just gained another loyalty level, now level 3 submissive. I believe the max is level 6. Flanked mace and a small leather collar. Let's check our skills here. Leatherworking is still pretty low. Cooking and first aid are at a decent point. Fishing we haven't even learned yet, but there's going to be lots of opportunity for fishing in Darkshore, which is exciting. Gonna have a fishing episode. We're also maybe fishing will be something that I do, like the one thing I do off camera on this character, if I do want to level it up a lot. But we're now approaching a lot of Furbolg territory here, where we don't really have quests here, so I kind of want to try to skip over this as much as I can, but I'm just gonna have to kill some of everything. Let's kill this defender first. Maybe we can sneak around this one. Nah, not gonna happen. Just some bonus experience for us. Which it's nice that I am level 12 now, which is kind of always my goal with starter zones, is to reach level 12 before moving on to the next one. Even though the quests in Darkshore do begin at like level 10, I believe, you'll complete those really quickly. And then they'll eventually become higher and higher level quests, where I think Darkshore, there's so many Furbolgs, typically ends at like level 20 before we move on to the third map, Ashen Vale. Ashen Vale and the Burning Crusade being pretty different than how it is in vanilla, actually. And I'm very excited to play through that. Looks like there's a gnome warlock here doing quests. It's an interesting sight to behold. Level 13. Inventory is full. I want the linen cloth. Let's get rid of the shiny red apple. He's killed many Furbolgs over here. Not exactly sure what's going on, but I can see the boss of Ursula Mahler there. So hopefully the boss will respawn sometime soon. Is this an upgrade? Nope. Wish the boss should spawn at this camp up here. Let's drink some water really quickly. And then we could clear out the camp and then wait for Ursula Mahler to spawn. This might also be a good situation for our Timberling Heart, but I'll definitely use... Oh, there he is. Let's use the Boggling Root. Let's pull Ursula Mahler. Okay, we only pulled one of the other Furbolgs. Let's send Basil that way. Also get a little sneak peek of some of the roleplay over here. Here you can see some enslaved druid of the Talon there, which I think there's normally multiple. Also, Basil just soloed the Norapine adventure. But the druid of the Talon gonna fly away like that. Let's get out of here. Head back to Dolinar to turn this quest in. I think we'll go this way. And then, with turning in this quest, there might be one after this that takes us somewhere, but I think that is the end. And I guess let's clear through these two furbolgs, might as well. And I want to try to kill some more Night Sabers. Also have these green quests here, which are temporary event quests, where apparently love is in the air is currently going on. And there's not too many things related to that holiday in the Burning Crusade. It becomes a bigger thing in Rathlishkeen, I think. I've also highlighted on my main channel, my main World of Warcraft series too. So I don't feel too interested in doing a lot of stuff or really anything related to that festival. Some Night Saber Stalkers here. You can kind of see the difference between the type of Night Saber that I tamed versus these ones. Let's go ahead and drink some water. It's probably necessary. Again, just like before, I don't have too much inventory space, but I only have 7 light leather and 7 ruined leather scraps, so I could try to get upwards of a full stack of those. Oh, hunting rifle. I guess let's get rid of the discolored fang. I guess it's going to start getting a little inconvenient to try to loot the Night Sabers. We got to skinning level 30, which is nice. And let's just try to beeline back to Dolinar for the most part, I think. All these enemies are pretty low level, now that we're level 12. These are level 8s, level 7s. Try to run around them for the most part. As they're lower level, their aggro range is going to be much smaller than they were when we were near their level, which was also a little bit smaller than if we were under their level. Yet another Furbo camp. It's always interesting when you reach the ending of a zone, because we have spent so much time, upwards of 4 hours, which I guess we can actually check like this. 3 hours and 46 minutes and 52 seconds from when that command went through, inside of Teldrassil, which is like, you know, to some extent not a lot of time, but also really is quite a bit of time. We spent 4 hours of our life on this character, just playing through World of Warcraft inside of Teldrassil. And to some extent, especially with Teldrassil, that's all this character has ever known, from a gameplay perspective at least. We could come up with some sort of backstory for our character. But now that we are approaching the end, we will be moving on to a new zone. And outside of Darnassus, we probably won't really ever return to Teldrassil ever again. But there'll be some quests for us in Darnassus, and also in Rootthorn Village as well, I suppose. But up this way, Arthidus or Athridus, Bear Mantle. Let's get club, I guess. Inventory's full. Let's go find a vendor really quickly.
Hello.
Sell this for some money. Sell that. Sell that. Sell that. Sell that. Oh wait, small spider leg. Save that. And then get that. And now, officially, we just have the 3 quests to go turn in at Darnassus. But first, let's run over here really quickly down to this cooking fire, because I think, yeah, we can go ahead, use our single spider leg just to make a Kaldori spider kebab. Why not? And then we can also come into first aid here. Let's go ahead, create these 3 linen bandages. And then I want to check out leatherworking for a brief moment.
I am listening.
Let's go ahead, sell that. And maybe I'll hold on to it for a second. But add leatherworking, we can make light armor kits. We can also make 2 light leather. This should bring our leatherworking to level 10, so maybe we have a new recipe we can learn. That'll have to be on the way to Darnassus though. Also have this club that I forgot again to sell. Can repair, sell that. And then we've already made the vest, we've already made the boots. The bracer is better than what we currently have. So let's go ahead and make the bracers really quickly. We need trade supplies is on the 2nd floor, if I recall correctly.
My goods are of the highest quality.
There's not a trade supplies at the leatherworking trainer, but we can just do a quick drive-by, I suppose. Where equip that, a little bit more armor, sell that, a little bit of money. And now that's for the last time in this Let's Play series, most likely at least, we can say goodbye to Dolinar as we walk past the Ancient Protector. We have spent quite a bit of time in this town, but our time has come to an end as we have completed all the quests, and as we have basically outleveled the zone. We're twice as high as the Strigid Owl, and if we killed this owl, we could even see, if I want to mess around for a second, we will not gain a single point of experience because it's rude to us, just like that. Where I think level 7 mobs will give us just a tiny bit of experience, level 5 especially not. So if you want new challenges and new adventures, we're going to want to head to Darkshore, but still a tiny bit left to do in Darnassus. Can say goodbye to the Moon Priestess and the Huntresses, and just make our way this way, where first I'll make a pit stop at the leatherworking trainer. I mean, here's that no mage fighting some level 6 Night Sabers. Maybe, nope, not skinning at all. Maybe we could just sneak this way really quickly and just run another scrap. I think we need 3, 4 light leather, right? Yeah. Could go skin this one really quickly if you wanted, but I'll leave that one. Teldrassil is so beautiful, where pretty much every zone in World of Warcraft is unique, but Ashen Vale, a zone I mentioned earlier, is kind of similar to Teldrassil in many ways. So we will be able to enjoy these vibes a little bit again, but it's also very, very different in many ways too. Darkshore being pretty different than both of those zones, but also similar in many ways, as they are both located in the same general location of the world. Can't learn next skinning until we reach skinning level 50 and 19 points. But if we come in here really quickly, we don't have anything to learn, but I could make these 4 light armor kits, which we can put on our armor. And then that lets us learn these leather pants, which I'll need a coarse thread for, of course. Which I can buy in Darnassus. Alright, let's go ahead and learn this. I guess we should check here. It is plus 12 armor. It's also replacing some gray armor. So that's kind of nice in multiple ways. Also have Sentinel Shayla Nightbreeze, who I feel like is a quest giver at some point. I don't really remember. Can maybe check it out. Sentinel Shayla Nightbreeze. Wow. Or we can check different WoW wikis. Where she is one of the NPCs that gives a quest after you complete Zin's bidding. So, an NPC that I don't particularly want to chat with. But now that we are in Darnassus, let's go to the Cenarian Enclave first. Because I think there might be a quest that sends us to the Temple of the Moon. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe not. We're going to get a quest that will send us to Darkshore, but like way farther south in Darkshore, like this area. We're going to start where all these quests are located. But nevertheless, we can go this way really quickly. Also, take a quick stop into this area where I can buy my one coarse thread to make these pants, which will use up all of our light leather that we currently have. Coarse thread for us. Make this nice little upgrade, and then I can also try to clear out my inventory just a tiny bit here. Upgrade that, and I think that's pretty much everything for this current moment. Where with our light armor kits, we can put it on chest, which we already have, onto legs, which we just made legs. So let's go ahead and put that there. And then we can put it on hands, which I guess we could put it on here, but I feel like we're going to upgrade this pretty soon. Just a feeling. I mean, everything we're going to upgrade at some point, but these are so cheap to make and just give a little bit more defense. And then onto our boots, which we actually can go ahead and do that too. So now we just get a decent amount of armor. We currently have plus 32 armor with 4 of these, which give 8 each, on top of our already pre-existing armor. You can see these sabers here that one day we'll be able to ride.
What brings you here?
I think we need 9 gold plus training of 31 gold, so like 40 gold once we reach level 30, I believe it was. Level 50 for faster mounts eventually. When we get to level 70 in Outland, we can get some flying mounts that are only usable in Outland, which I think are kind of controversial to some extent, but relatively popular. Up here we have this guy.
Speak quickly, young one. I have urgent matters to attend. Tyrande has no idea how to lead our people.
Who I don't really
I
like,
have vision that she lacks.
but we can go ahead and get some
Speak
items
quickly,
here.
young one. I have
Teldrassil,
urgent matters to attend.
end of that quest chain, which is going to send us to the Grove of the Ancients, which we have Fandro's message, which we cannot read. Let's just go ahead and reorganize our inventory just ever so slightly. We got this Ashwood bow that's going to replace this bow here. 6.2 damage per second. Nice little boost. And I'll go ahead and sell that cracked short bow. Let's put this fish here. And then I just have a wide variety of different consumables. And we're going to turn this in soon. So I'm going to go ahead and utilize my bank, which will store items for us outside of our inventory so we can free up a little bit of space.
Greetings. king.
I'll put these 2 items in there and then sell the short bow. And of course, we only have 1 quest left to turn in all of Teldrassil, other than the quest sending us to the next map and the quests that we purposefully skipped because I'm not interested. Within each of the major capital cities, we do have a portal trainer here where mages can learn how to both teleport to a city individually and also create a portal that they themselves, alongside other people, can go ahead and utilize. Priestess Amora here, once again, can go ahead turn in this quest, level 12 quest, get 10 silver. And then we can go ahead and offer the sacrifice at the fountain, which is going to let the spirit of Sathra roam around the garden here, which I think is very, very nice. Nice little story. Go ahead and feed our pet really quickly. Our pet, who is getting pretty close to level 12. We're also getting kind of close to level 12 too. We've just turned in mini quests. But check beast training, still 14 points. Let's go ahead, learn great stamina, and then maybe wait for 1 more point. And then we just upgraded our boots, so let's go ahead, equip that, and then I can put this light armor there. Nice boost for us. And then that leaves 2 items that I can go ahead and sell, which will leave me with 11 inventory slots that I can go ahead and utilize. Where I just need a merchant. Or there's one in this tower over here. There's also one that wanders around this area who I always love checking with because she's like right there sometimes. But oh, here's that merchant, I believe. She comes in here and hangs out for a bit, where you can buy reagents, and in here we can also learn how to be an herbalist. We can buy herbalism supplies, like getting the herb pouch and buying vials for alchemy. I'll sell that, and that leaves us with 2 quests that are going to send us to Darkshore, which this was another long episode, and we're going to go ahead and wait for next episode in order to explore the second map that is naturally there for Night Elves to explore, which is very, very exciting. And I love Darkshore a lot, and I am excited to play through it, where I hope y'all enjoy watching me play through Darkshore in the coming episodes, and I also hope y'all enjoyed watching me play through Teldrassil, a very, very fun zone with a lot going on. But I hope y'all are taking great care of yourselves. Remember to drink some water and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you all next time in the world of Azeroth. Goodbye.